Now I'm going to teach you how to say before a certain time or a certain action. The word 以前, which means before in Chinese, is actually, it functions relatively similar to English in terms of meaning, but the word order is different. And so it's the time or action 以前 and then 以前, not the other way around. In English we say before 3 o'clock. In Chinese you say 3 o'clock before. And so that takes a little bit getting used to, but it's just something that you need to get used to. So here's an example. 吃饭以前你要洗手. 吃饭 eat before. So eat before 你要洗手. You need wash hands. So in English, before you eat, you need to wash your hands. 吃饭以前, so it's the action and then 以前. That's the phrase. That's the before phrase. 吃饭以前你要洗手. Here's another one. 2年以前, so 2 years. 年 is a measure word, so 2年 means two. You have to say 2 instead of 2. 2年以前, 2 years before or 2 years ago. In this case, it's the idea of ago. 2 years ago, 我在中国. 2 years before, 我在中国. I was or I am in China. I was in China. 我在中国. This is that 在 phrase again. 我3点以前吃饭. This is I 3点 3 o'clock. 我3点以前. So before 3 o'clock, 吃饭. I'm going to eat before 3 o'clock, or I ate before 3 o'clock. So I realized the ago thing. As I was preparing this, I didn't really think about that, and I need to process that for a second. 2年以前, so 2 years before. So this is actually a little bit different because now the word order is more like we would say in English. It's like 2 years ago, as opposed to ago 2 years. And so in this sense, when it's the idea of ago, it actually has the same word order. But when we're talking about before a certain time or before a certain thing happens, then this has to happen, then the word order is switched. The word order in Chinese is the same in both cases. In English, it's actually, it's only different from English when it's this way. Okay, so I also want to point out a couple of notes. 以前 can be used like this at the beginning of a phrase to be a general before, like in the past. Before, I was like this, now I'm like that. So that general before idea, it can be used just like that. 以前, comma, 我不喜欢蔬菜. 我不喜欢蔬菜. Before, I did not like veggies. 蔬菜 is vegetables. Some other notes. There is another word, 之前. 之前, so it's the same 前, but it's a different word here. 之前, that it functions similarly as this word. It also means before. It also can mean ago. I don't think you can use that. Maybe you can use it in the beginning of a sentence too. But the difference is that 之前 can refer to space, not just time and action. So for example, if I wanted to say that the river is before the highway, I can use 之前, but I can't use 以前. 以前 refers to only time and actions. And then also, lastly, I wanted to point out that 前 by itself can also mean before. It's just a shorter version of it. It's maybe a little more colloquial. And so I wanted to point that out as well. The full phrase is 以前 or 之前, but you can also say 前, like 3点前我吃饭. 我3点前吃饭, 都可以. They're all okay. So there's some ideas on how you use 以前, and we'll now go to 以后. 以后 is how you say after in Chinese, and it's the counterpart to 以前. It's the time action plus 以后. That's the after phrase. So here we have 吃饭以后, after eating. So eating after. 吃饭以后, 我们去看电影吧. 我们 we 去看 go watch or go look at, go watch. 电影吧 movie 吧. So after eating, we let's go watch a movie 吧. So how about we go watch a movie? After we eat, how about we go watch a movie? That another phrase could be 我3点以后不工作. 我3点 I 3 o'clock 以后 after. I 3 o'clock after 不工作 don't work. So that means after 3 o'clock I'm not working. Or I usually don't work after 3 o'clock, something like that. 我3点以后不工作. Again, just like 以前, 以后 can be used at the beginning of a phrase to mean a general after or later. Here's a really common phrase, 以后再说. 以后再说. Now, you know 在 to mean something is currently happening or a location phrase. This is actually a different character and it has a different meaning. It means again. So 以后再说 means later, talk again. So it's a phrase that somebody can use to say, hey, we're having a conversation, but let's end it here and let's talk about this later. Because either I don't have time or it could just actually be, I'll talk to you later. We're going to stop talking now. It doesn't necessarily mean about a specific topic, but hey, let's talk again, talk to you later. Let's talk later. So just like 之前 and 以前 and 之前, 以后 and 之后 has the same kind of thing. 之后 means the same thing as 以后, except that 之后 can be used to talk about space, like after the river is the highway, or the highway is after the river, something like that. So that's how you use 以后. And again, 后 can be used by itself as a shortened version of 以后 and 之后.